Good afternoon. Stop the presses. Take the stuff off the workbench. Clean the blah, 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 blah. Good afternoon. Stop the presses and clean the workbench. We got something new to look at today. This is kind of a part 2 from something I just posted, literally. I hope so, at least. Let's get this open. I'm not even sure how or where to open this box yet, but let's get this party started. Tomcat fans, you're going to love this. All right, I think we got a plan here. I recognize the yellow tape. If you've watched my stuff before, you probably do too. And this is coming from a land far away. And this is all about the next step and the next evolution in 3D printing. And specifically today for stuff on the F-14 Tomcat. All right, let's find a way to get into this here. If you have kids or are a big kid, I think I qualify for both. Keep the bubble wrap. Woo! Loud noises. Oh man, this is so heavily packed. All right, here we go. And we have a box within a box. Let's open her up and see what we have. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, baby. Look at this. MCC's new F-14 canopy frame sets. That's the AB. Oh, here we go. This one is going to be the D. And wow. All right, let's dig into this thing. All right, let's line these suckers up. We got D's, we got D's, we got ABs. We got ABs. And then we have some other metal tins. So, is this excessive? Yeah, maybe. Is this expensive? Hell yeah. Is this, I don't know, decadent and way more than necessary? Probably, but holy effing stuff, this is cool. All right, let's look at it. Here we go. Take a look. Here we go. Here's the D and the AB frames. Let's go ahead and take a look at these. Previous thing I had, well, I didn't have the packaging. I just had, I call them prototypes, test stuff. We were doing some test fitting to help out the guys at MCC with this. So let's take a look when we open our box here, our tin. Yeah, right off the bat, we got some nice looking instructions. And that covers, basically installation is pretty much just drop fit. You know, on the kit parts here, there's a tiny little bit to be removed from a fitting standpoint in the back piece over here. But other than that, man, this stuff just drops right in. What we also have on here that we did not have on the test version, which got improved, is these parts over here, the interior windscreen frames with AOA indexers and stuff, and then the canopy bow. So that is really cool to see. Let's take a look in here. We got all 3D printed. We got two, I call them sprues, but 2 sets of parts here. And there's one. Here is number 2. I also love the fact that they continued from the test shot prototypes, adding extra canopy mirrors. It's right off the bat, you can see those right down at the bottom down here in case something does break off. So here's our parts. We're going to have to cut into this one to make it work, but you can see the rear deck. And this is kind of cool. One of the things in testing we found out, or I should say that they found out, but I had helped point out, I guess, was this area right here, the crossbar. While it was copied right, basically exact the dimensions of Tamiya, there was a little bit of, like flex area there where it could kind of get bowed in. So that gives you more flex to it so you can put the part in easier. That's amazing. And we're going to take these off the thing, but you can see this is for the A. So you have all 3 mirrors up front here, and the arrangement of the air conditioning hoses fits for the A combing as opposed to the D's a little bit different. And if you get down in there, you can see there is the canopy bows frames and the interior parts. So I'm going to cut these things off. We're also going to take a look at the D one just for fun. Open one of these tins up here. And, okay, yeah, so this is just more sets without all the without the box set instruction, but just more parts. So thank you guys at MCC so much for that and for listening to my input on this. Can't wait to see this at work. All right, for those of you that have a lot of extra time and nothing to do today, if you want to just watch me cut these things off, you got to be really careful down here in the corner because those mirrors are down there. So I think when I did this before, I always manage to break something, but today I feel like is going to be a good day. I think what would be really cool for the industry is you can use razor saws, sprue cutters, X-Acto knives, all the different ways you have to remove the sprue gate type things from 3D printers. I wish there was some way someone comes up with a technology for cutting these things out without any force or any torque on the part for damages. So we're going to study this just a little bit to see how we are going to get it off. This has a lot more sprue supports than the test prototype did, rightly so, to keep this intact. So let's take a closer look just so you can see the details on it here. There's the bottom of the canopy, and you see the canopy locks and guides. Wow, look at this thing. Oh my God. I'm going to definitely, there's all extra mirrors down here. So there's quite a few of those. That's awesome. Good thing the bench is clear because now I have got to build a Tomcat. All right, let's get a good look in here. We'll take the whole thing off, but you have the front end. Wow, I don't think there's a way to build a Tomcat now without things like this, especially these parts. This just gives you all of the canopy cockpit sill area that I think, to me it did a great job of, and it looks amazing out of the box, but certainly this gives you so much more detail. So check all that out. What I think now we're going to need is a full cockpit to go with this. Hint, 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 who knows? Maybe so. Well, I'm not entirely sure how to get the top parts off. I think the best route for the canopy sills here is going to be a razor blade. So let's see what happens here. Part of me wants to just get it as close as possible to start. The thinner the attachment points are, the better or easier I think it is to do this. I'm just going to work our way in. Yeah, baby. All right. You get the idea. So try and do this without breaking anything. Ooh, it's so satisfying when it comes out. All right, I think we're just about there. We cut, oh yeah, look at that. Ooh-wee. That, folks, is a big old mess of trees. Kind of looks like Tron, battle tank in the new Tron Ares. There you go. There is the part. A little smoothing. Probably doesn't even need to be down the bottom. Maybe a little bit here just to fill in the canopy or the cockpit sill. But that is how it looks. And I got off in one piece with no damage. All right, let's try this one. 10 minutes later, I got it off, and well, I'm gonna have to improve my technique. In fact, I just did this right at the very, very end, but I've been using mostly this razor blade, and I figured out that it is just not sharp. It's not brand new, so I think from now on I will use a brand new razor blade. And unfortunately, this literally in the last clip I did, I broke off the interior canopy frame, which is not necessarily the worst thing. I honestly think it might, come on, I think it might actually be better to paint this separately and put it on, glue it to the canopy. But as far as our rail here, I mean, this thing is just a freaking work of art. I mean, it really, it's absolutely stunning. You can see down in here how that's, they got the holes, lightning holes in there. and all the deal. You can also see where I broke off one of the mirrors here. That's why it's really nice that there are a lot of extra mirrors, and it won't be a problem. But I mean, you can just see the detail is absolutely stunning on these pieces. So I can't wait to get some paint on it. A little bit more cleanup to do. Like I said, I'm gonna have to switch to a brand new X-Acto blade and find some new techniques. So the failures are entirely my lack of skill set, but I will learn and I will be better. It gives you a pretty good look at the level of detail each of those warning lights is in there, and it's absolutely beautiful. So folks, don't wait on this one. There's a little cleanup I got to do. I mean, you get little bolt patterns down here even. These things are, I'm absolutely blown away. I love it. I think they're the coolest thing I've seen for Tomcats lately, and we'll be using these on every possible build that I can use. I'm going to open up the D. Really, the only difference is going to be on the D. You're going to have only 2 mirrors up here. The handle, the grab handle is going to be up here, which was made with the HUD down here. And then on the back here, your the right side ECS AC vent is going to go up and set it down. Just that's the nature of the way the combing and the instrument panel work. But other than that, they're the same. So holy crap, run, do not walk, get these immediately. Find them where any your favorite Tomcat stuff sold. I ordered some from the 48ers, and the Sprue Brothers had them in stock. I don't know too many other places that'll be carrying them, but those do have them. And thank you so much to MCC and the guys over there for letting me help with this, and for sending me some pretty awesome goodie stuff. So, all right, peace out. See ya. All right, I'm not quite gone yet. I had to show you what the difference is in the D set, and you can see right there the handle with the 2 mirrors. So that's the main thing. And then as you look further down, you can see the air vents, how they different. They're different here and here. So that's the difference on the D. The other thing it's really cool I didn't even know about. Look at that. Those are warning lights that go on the canopy bow there. Those are only in the D, so that's pretty cool. You get extra parts for that. So this is amazing. Once again, go out, buy it, build it, have fun, model Navy, fly Navy, go Tomcats.